Hey, I'm Diana from Money Boss Mama, and about a week ago I put up a poll on my Instagram account just to see what type of video that you guys would want me to create next. And by the way, if you are not following me on Instagram, go ahead and do that now. But you guys voted on tips on how to stop spending money, and it was pretty much #1 by a landslide. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you all the tips that have helped me stop spending money, because I am a recovering shopaholic. A few years ago, I had a really bad shopping addiction. I was always at the mall, and it was so bad that the people that worked in the stores in the mall knew me by my first name. I had tags on all of my clothes in my closet, and it took me about a year to get my spending under control, but I finally was able to do it through these tips. So if you are someone who keeps buying stuff with money that you know good and well you did not have to spend, then be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and keep watching as we roll into tip #1. Tip #1, you need to sit down and do some soul searching, because buying up everything and not having any control over your spending is pretty much indicative that there is a larger problem. And the faster you can sit down and figure out what is triggering your spending, the faster you can create a plan of action to keep those triggers from eating up your bank account, and so you can save more money. Buying things gives us a temporary sense of happiness, so it helps to fill whatever void that we have. And whenever you go into a store and you buy things, like, you feel better, you feel good, like you are on this high. But the second the newness of those items wears off, then you are right back into the store buying up more things to fill that void, and then the cycle just keeps repeating itself, and you just keep using money that you don't have to spend and putting yourself deeper in the hole. So you have to sit down someplace quiet where you can really listen to your own thoughts, and you are going to keep interrogating yourself by asking yourself why until you figure out the root cause of your spending. If you don't do this, then you're just going to continue to buy things. You're going to continue to accumulate things, and you are going to try to replace healing with material things, and you're trying to fill this void. And we all know, like, that's going to be like trying to feed a black hole. It's never going to get filled up. So whenever the newness of the item wears off, you are out looking for the next shiny thing. So you have to ask yourself those tough questions. You know, are you in an unhappy relationship? Are you trying to make yourself feel better because you hate your job? Do you have low self-esteem and you think buying things is going to make you feel more of worth? And that was something that was a trigger for me. I thought if I bought all these things, then it was going to make me feel like I was just the bomb, like whoever else I was looking up to at the time. So whenever you figure out what is driving your spending, then you can create a plan of action to keep those feelings and emotions from blowing up your bank account. So whenever you feel those feelings and emotions that you were before that would cause you to spend, you now have a strategy to keep yourself in check. And whenever you focus on internal healing, then you also heal your finances. This next tip is very simple. Unsubscribe. Whenever you are trying to heal from excessive spending, any little thing can trigger you. And if you have an inbox full of promotions and new items, you are likely going to be sent over the edge. And right now I notice that my inbox is full of promotions and discounts, because the Rona has taken over and these companies are like, I need to make money. So they are pushing out all of these emails trying to get me to spend. And these companies are smart, so they do their research and they know how to get inside your mind to make you spend. So they are studying how people think in order to get you to spend money. So if you are someone that is trying to stop spending money, then you need to clean out your inbox. Limit all distractions. Do not tempt yourself. And if I find that someone is emailing me every single day trying to push a sale, I politely remove myself from that list, because I know if I keep digesting those emails and what they are putting in those emails, then I'm eventually going to break down and make a purchase. The next thing you need to do is to set a goal. So whenever we have goals, we are intentional, and this helps to curb our spending, because now we have something else to focus on, and we have to keep ourselves in check in order to reach whatever we set out to do. And so this can be anything from paying off debt to saving money, etc. Whatever it is that you want to achieve financially. Once you know what you want to accomplish, be sure to write your goal down instead of trying to keep a mental note of it, because research actually shows that whenever we write our goals down, we are more likely to reach them, because as humans, we are visual beings. So whenever we have a vision, we are processing that image, but when we also write our goals down, we are reprocessing that image. So it's like a double whammy, and we are more likely to bring that image to life. And this also helps to move your goal from what I call the daydream phase to reality, because you just put it out in the physical. So you put it out into the universe, you said what you wanted to do, so you are forced to put in action or suffer the consequences, which is being really embarrassed because you didn't do what you said you were going to do. So whenever you write your goal down, make sure to tape it somewhere, put it somewhere that you are going to see it daily. So whether that's the refrigerator, you can put it on your desk at work, you can make a screensaver and put it on your phone, or you can tape it down to your wallet, which is probably a really good idea, because whenever you go out to make a purchase, you are going to be unconsciously asking yourself, okay, do I really need to make this purchase? Is this aligning with my goals, or is this going to keep me from hitting what I said I was going to do? This next tip is a game changer, and I actually used this whenever I was trying to recover from spending all of my money at the mall, and it is to use the 24-hour rule. So this makes you really question your purchase to see if you really needed to make the purchase, or if it was just an impulsive buy. To do this, let's say you go into Target and you came out with like a lot of bags. You came out with more items than you expected. You will leave the items in the bag, so like leave them by the front door for 24 hours. So if you were able to go the whole 24 hours without needing the items, then most likely you didn't need them, you just wanted them. And whenever we let them sit in the bag for 24 hours, then that impulsive feeling starts to subside, and we start thinking more clearly, and we can actually make a conscious decision. If you are someone who likes to shop online, then you will do the same exact thing, except you will leave the items in your online cart for 24 hours. And then whenever the 24 hours has gone by, go back to your online cart just to see how you feel, if you are still feeling the need to make these purchases. And good thing is with online shopping is you can lose the items to other buyers after a certain amount of time. So if you really didn't need those items, this makes it a lot easier to wave bye-bye to them, because it hurts to remove those items from your cart. I know. Use the 24-hour rule. Leave your items in the bag, and whenever you go back to your items, if you really feel like you did not need to make those purchases, then take them back to the store. The next thing you need to do is to budget a specific amount for things. And when you set a budget, you are just creating a spending plan. I do not recommend going cold turkey when you're trying to shift from being like a spender to a saver, because just like whenever you are trying to stop smoking, if you do it cold turkey, you are more prone to relapse, and the next time you spend is probably going to be worse than what it was before. So just gently ease yourself into making the transition by setting a specific amount for things such as clothes and food. So you are going to set a certain amount, then give yourself time to adjust to sticking to that specific amount that you've allocated. And then once you have time to adjust, then lower that amount again, give yourself time to adjust, and then continue to do this until you get your spending down on those certain items to an amount that you are comfortable with. Whew. Okay, y'all, so this tip was a game changer for me, and it is to use cash. Studies have shown that people who use cash actually spend less. And as I stated before, as humans, we are visual beings. So whenever you go out and you are swiping a card, you are not seeing that transaction take place because it is happening on the back end. Therefore, since we are not physically seeing anything, it's a lot easier to detach ourselves from whatever purchase that we made and the effect that it had on our balance. But whenever you use cash, you are physically seeing your $20 bill turn into nothing but a few ones. And let me just say that it hurts. And whenever something hurts, we don't want to do it again. So using cash, you become a lot more stingy. And you don't want to give your money up. You don't want to see your money go. You like to see your money in its envelope or wherever you keep it. So you are more prone to question those transactions. You're going to be like, okay, do I really need this? Is this worth my $20 bill turning into a $1 bill? When I switched to the cash envelope system, which is whenever you withdraw your budget categories in cash, I was able to come under budget $70 every single time, at least $70, because I wanted to see my money stay the same. I did not want my envelope to reduce. I wanted to peek in there and see all of my money. So whenever I went out, I was second guessing my transactions, and a lot of the times I was like, no, I really don't need this. So I recommend pulling out the budget categories that you struggle with, like food, like groceries, whatever ones that you continuously come over budget with. I recommend pulling them out in cash, just so you are able to keep better track of your balance and how much you have left. And whenever you see your money reducing really fast, then you know you need to tighten up. Okay, so this tip is really short and sweet because it is a no-brainer. Avoid going to places where you know you will spend. If certain places make you make it rain, then don't go or limit your visits. And for me personally, Target is one of those places. Like, I know that I will make it rain in Target. I will blow through my whole paycheck. If I have to go, then I will have like a little pep talk with myself in the car, just so I have it together. Like, I'm like, girl, get it together before you go in here, which is why I don't really go to Target that much. How many times have you gone into a store with the intention of only buying a few items, only to come out of that store with a cart full of stuff? Yeah, stop. When you write down exactly what you need before you go into a store, you are only focused on those items. So it limits the chance of you just randomly roaming through an aisle and picking up a bunch of random stuff that you don't need. And this also helps to cut down the time that you are in the store because you know exactly what you need. You're not looking around, and you can get in and out very fast, which keeps your money in your pocket. Before you enter a store, set the intention of only going in for what is on your list. If it is not on your list, then it does not need to make your cart either. So that was it for all of my tips on how to stop spending money. I have actually used all of these tips, and I am proud to say that I rarely go to the mall now, and I use all of the items that I buy. So if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on social media, and I will catch you guys in the next one.